1. Touch of Gaming, episode number 103. This episode of the Touch of Gaming podcast is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces. All right, everybody, and welcome to the Touch of Gaming podcast, episode number 103. As always, I'm your host, Lloyd Hannison. And joining me... Sorry, just getting that dialed in. For the first time on video, Kara Hannison, my lovely wife. Kara, how's it going?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little weirded out because I'm having to not be able to see myself on video while being recorded, so I can't see how strange I look.
Yeah, we got a really ghetto setup going. Well, it's not really ghetto because it's using expensive equipment to do it, but not the right expensive equipment.
No.
Kara's actually, sorry, I got to fix my mic here. Kara's actually on Skype upstairs on her iPad, which is flipped around and facing away from her so we can use the better camera that has a better frame rate for some reason. And she's Skyping me on that iPad. She has her phone there. Like, it just...
and my laptop beside me.
It's just like, it's so weird. And she can't use her laptop because it's like 800 years old and she won't replace it, which aggravates me to no end. And
eventually.
And there's an audio issue with it. So it's like total static because the wire for the internal mic and everything is all.
Try doing that once when you were traveling on business.
Yeah. And it made my
it
made my ears bleed is how bad it was.
Bled for a little bit, yeah.
But, that'll be better. I mean, I want to get a new Mac as soon as Apple releases new ones, and then we'll
probably throw in a new MacBook.
Maybe
right? MacBook Air, is that what we were considering?
Maybe, or even better, we'll set up a place down here for you so you can actually be like live right beside me instead of upstairs.
In your little studio instead of upstairs sitting in a ridiculously uncomfortable kitchen chairs.
That would probably be a better idea.
I think so.
All right, everybody. So thanks again for joining us. This is the first ToG that we've done in a little while because of work issues and other issues. Big hello to everybody that's watching live right now at vgpodcast.com/live. And also everybody that's in the chat room. We just had someone join the chat room. Hello, VGP_6324. You might want to say hi, let us know who you are, or change your username or something so we can talk to you. And we had a couple other people pop in and drop out, and people are watching. So it's good to be live. We're going to try to do every recording that we do we're going to try to do a live show and try to record.
Got to give more notice next time, eh?
Yeah, this was kind of a last minute. Hey, we got to go do this. So let's
we should do this after the kids go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are, and ToG 103. And before we get too far into the show, I just want to make mention that we're a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Find other shows like this one over at techpodcast.com. All right, let's get into the announcements. I guess there's a bit of a happy birthday that needs to be said because this is the birthday of my podcast career. I've been doing it for 7 years today. My first episode of the PSP podcast was recorded and posted on April 20th, 2005. I can't even remember 2005, other than the PSP was out, obviously.
No, that was pre-kids, so I actually have no memories from before that time. So
it's crazy. 7 years. It's absolutely insane, and I'm only now starting to take this seriously. So there we go. It's like the first 7 years of your life, you're not taking it seriously. Then you start going to school. I guess I'm in that part of the career. I'm in the preschool / grade 1 sort of mode, I guess.
Well, I'll be more worried when you hit the teen years. There, we'll have to have words.
Yeah, probably. All right.
Well, happy anniversary, Lloyd. That is fantastic.
It is. It's been a lot of fun, and there's a lot of big changes happening over at VG Podcasts and some other stuff that's bubbling in the background. So it's going to be a big year for the network, I think. I hope.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I hope to be part of it.
I hope so too, because it would make things so much easier. Then I wouldn't have to explain what I'm doing.
It's a living
locked away in the basement. All right, well, let's get into this. Kara, what's new with you, and what have you been playing? We haven't talked on a show for a while.
No, it's been a little while. I think my big news right now is I have become the proud owner of an iPad 2, which is fantastic. Just a couple of days ago.
An iPad 2, a new iPad 2 for you.
It is. Well, my husband, he somehow convinced his work to get him an iPad 3 for work, and I got to inherit.
Be nice now. Be nice now. I don't want them to take it away. So
it's fantastic. So I've got an iPad 2 now. I don't have anything installed on it yet. I just got it a couple days ago, all wiped clean and ready to use. So I haven't actually installed anything except Skype, but I will be.
Awesome. I got an iPad 3, and it's a 32 gig LTE version, which is kind of useless since we don't have LTE in Winnipeg yet. Rogers is slowly rolling it out over the country, but I get blazing 3G speeds. It's awesome. But I'm loving it. The only problem is my old iPad that you're using is a 64 gig iPad. This one's a 32 gig, so I had to delete half my apps before I could restore my backup from my old one to this one. Yeah. Do you know how hard that was?
That might have taken a little while.
It didn't take long, but it was hard. It was like, but if
what do I keep?
If they update this game, I don't want to like
miss out on that.
I don't want to redo it. I don't want to play for another 2 hours to get to where it was. Like, I just really wish that devs would support like cloud backup. Like, iCloud should be built into every single app, because that would make things so much easier. You could delete and install apps willy-nilly, and it wouldn't really matter.
Did you just say willy-nilly?
I did. I was hoping you wouldn't pick that up.
That's awesome. Awesome. No. All right. Yes, absolutely.
So other than iPad 2, what else is new with you?
You know what? Other than that, not a whole lot. Been busy and working on de-stressing, and I guess chatting with you is a little way to do that.
Wow, cool. That's good to hear. All right, well, what have you been playing? We haven't talked for a while, so you don't have to talk about every 100 games that you've been trying, but why don't you hit the high notes?
I know. I have a problem choosing new games. Like, I'm only going to be talking about iPhone games since I just got the iPad 2 a couple days ago. And every once in a while, I'll go hit the App Store and see what's new and what's fun. I mean, I try and look for the free games because I don't want to spend your credits. Mm-hmm. So, every once in a while I go and try some new games that I've never heard of, but hey, these look pretty cool, and they never have been. I really haven't kept any of the ones that I've chosen myself, which is kind of depressing. But it's usually the games that you recommend that I'll pick up, and I will keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. And those ones that I've picked up recently are Temple Run. Nice. I know that one was out from a while, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been out for over a year, I believe.
Really? It's that old?
It just launched on Android as well, so it's they made a lot of money with this game.
I first saw Annie playing it, my sister-in-law's sister playing it at a birthday party, and my kids were having a ton of fun with this. I'm like, hey, this looks like a game I might enjoy, and I do. So I'm playing Temple Run. I'm playing Kitten Sanctuary. Yeah. Which you did recommend as well.
I did. And it is a battery killer, if there ever was a battery killer.
It drains the battery like mad, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's very similar to a game I used to play a ton of on my laptop a while back. It's called Fishdom by Big Fish Games. It's a game I had picked up, and I played the crap out of that game. Very similar. Match 3 or more type of game, but you can match angles. You don't just have to go up and down and side to side, which I found hard to wrap my mind around at the beginning. But a lot of fun. But yeah, like you said, totally battery killer. I've been playing some Draw Something.
Nice.
Oh, I'm bad. I am so bad at that game, and I will apologize. I know that you were, when we first started playing, you were quite horrified.
No, see, I'm not. It's not that I was horrified. I was confused.
You pretty were.
Because if you don't know my wife, she's awesome. She's perfect in every way, except apparently she can't draw. She drew a horse for me, and all 4 legs were on the same side of the horse. I'm like, how is it's a 4-legged horse? What's on the other side? That doesn't make sense.
He's gonna fall over.
Our 6-year-old, like Nick just turned 6. He draws better. He drew a shark. You could never draw that shark as good as he did. You're miserable when it comes to art. But it makes playing the game fun because I sit there and I'm like, what the?
Yeah,
What
but
the
you
hell
always
is that?
get them.
I
We
do.
are so in tune.
Yeah. You gotta talk.
Always
You gotta
get
talk
it.
quieter because I'm picking
Sorry.
you up on my mic down here.
Sorry,
That's
I'm very excited about the topic. But I am so bad at drawing. I only had someone not get a word once so far, and I am playing with four different people right now.
wasn't it a simple word though?
Yeah, yeah, I was a little surprised that she didn't get that one. I can't remember what it was, but my most recent one, if Antix is going to be listening to this later, I do
Hey
apologize.
Montana.
Yeah, I hurt his brain
Hmm.
a lot with one of my drawings. And I'm going to give a little explanation because there's no other way that we really communicate. And the reason that there was an explosion in the background and fire is because Twinkies and cockroaches are two of the things that are supposed to survive a nuclear explosion. And my word was Twinkie.
And you probably drew that last, right? You
I
spent like an
did. I
hour
did.
drawing
I
the.
did. I spent an hour drawing a house on fire
Okay,
and a tree on fire, and then the big mushroom cloud.
look
Well,
look in
it
the
was.
look in the chat room real quick.
Oh, sorry. And the big mushroom cloud. Well, it was supposed to be a mushroom cloud in the background, and then I drew this little Twinkie right in the front with beside it, right at the end.
You're one of those.
I am.
Actually, so am I. So I can't say much about it.
Oh, but yeah, I do have fun with it. And the last game that I've been playing a ton of quite recently was Madcoaster, which I will be reviewing later in this episode.
Cool.
Ton of fun.
Awesome. Okay, moving on. I what have I been playing? I've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot on my iPad 3, checking out all the new Retina graphics, which has been really great. Been playing a lot of stuff on the iPhone. But some of the games that stand out a little bit are this game called DevilDark, which I'm going to be reviewing this episode. It's actually called DevilDark: The Fallen Kingdom. And I'll be reviewing that this episode. I picked up a game that I had bought about a year ago, and they added achievements. So I was like, hey, this is a good time to play through it. So
Of course it would be.
I've been playing Robokill. Robokill is a top-down shooter. It's it's a port of an old Flash game that I played. Must have been about 4 years ago, and it was on like congregate.com way back in the day. And basically you land on either a planet or no, I guess it's a derelict spaceship, and you are in a mech suit, and basically you're clearing room to room to room. You enter a room, it'll have a certain number of doors to get out, but the doors lock until you kill all the enemies. Then all the doors open and you can bring up your map and see where you have to go. Each level has kind of a thing that you have to do. You have to either like go to this one room and kill an enemy, or go to these specific rooms and shut down different valves. It's kind of Diablo-like, where when you kill things, they just like explode into different weapons and cache sometimes. So you can have up to 4 weapons loaded on your mech. So much fun. And I've been playing a lot of that. Just to try to get a lot of the achievements, but also because I want to eventually do an iOS Pulse on it. They've actually released Robokill 2, which is an update that has a lot of the similar kind of features of the first game, added a bunch of other things as well, like the ability to have helper robots and other things like that, which is kind of cool. But they also added a lot of in-app purchases, so I'm not too sure about this one for right now. So I want to review Robokill 1 first, and then maybe the following week I'll do a Robokill 2 review.
Dig a little deeper.
Yeah. I was playing Madcoaster as well until I played for about a day before telling Kara about it. And I was like, hey, check out this game. Look how far ahead I am. It's great. It's awesome. I went to like the store or something, and I came back and she's like, oh yeah, I'm level 47. I'm like, what? How is that even possible? Then
you stopped playing it.
It wasn't fun for me anymore because
Why? Just because I was better than you?
No, because your high score was like 8 times what my possible high score could ever be. So it's like, okay, I'm always going to have someone on leaderboards that's above me.
Well, yeah.
And I won't be able to reach you. But actually, no, that's not the reason why I quit. I'm still playing it off and on, just not as obsessively as you. And it's actually a really fun game. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on your review.
Hey, you can feel free to chime in since it's a game we have both played. So.
Sure, I can do that. I've been playing Kitten Sanctuary a little bit as well. A fun game. Maybe I'll review that in the next episode or do a pulse on it. Like you said, it's a match 3 puzzle game, but it has a bit of a Tamagotchi element thrown into it as well, which is kind of fun, kind of interesting, I guess. And I just picked up a game today called Crow. It dropped in price, came out last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. Came out at $5. They dropped the price to $2.99, so I finally picked it up. And it's an interesting little game where you play a crow, which is kind of a duh, of course you do, with the name of Crow. And you basically fly around environments looking for gems. And depending on the gems that you pick up, sometimes they trigger a boss battle or a flying sequence. So there's kind of like a top-down exploration mode and then a fly around on rails mode. Interesting. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet. So I'll save my review for a future episode. But if nothing else, it's pretty cool.
Sounds good.
Pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I've been playing lots of stuff. Been doing a lot of gaming outside of the iOS for my other podcast, These Dudes on Games. And if you haven't checked that out, that's my general gaming show that I do with a local gamer here in Winnipeg, who also does a radio show. We do this one together, which is a lot of fun. We talk about all systems and everything like that. Been playing a lot of Nintendo stuff, been playing a lot of Skylanders. I've just been playing a lot, but in little like fits and starts. I haven't been playing like I haven't been like
no marathons,
like no like Oblivion or anything like that, where I've been sitting for like 6 hours at a time playing a game. I haven't had that because it's been birthday parties and work busy. Craziness and all this other stuff. So yeah,
that's why I said de-stressing this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be some brews being tipped, I think, to relax. All right, well, let's take a little break and talk about our good friends over at GoToMeeting, Citrix GoToMeeting with HD Faces. Thanks to them for sponsoring the account, or the podcast, rather. And yeah, if you're not familiar with GoToMeeting, it basically allows you to work from home with colleagues working from anywhere else in the world, or if you're traveling for business, to meet back with your office. Getting everyone together these days for a meeting can be an impossible task. There's people that are at home sick. There's people that are out on training. There's people that are stationed all over the world. But I have the solution for you for your meeting needs, and that is GoToMeeting with HD Faces. Your team can meet face-to-face while online, no matter where they are. I'm going to switch to the ad in the bottom of the screen so you'll be able to see that. People that are watching the video feed will be able to see that. GoToMeeting by Citrix allows you to collaborate on files and plans online. If you're working on a web design, if you're working on a term paper, if you're working on a world takeover plan, I mean, you can all get together on the same page. And it's just like you're in the same room, because essentially you are, with the addition of HD Faces. This is new to GoToMeeting. I mean, it's been around for a little while, but basically it takes your webcam feed and it puts it in a little box on your screen. So if you're on your computer, you see all the faces of people that you're meeting with, which is huge. You have basically a huge group HD video conference. So now you can participate even on the go using the built-in camera on your iPad. So grab one of these guys with that little camera right there that you can see on the video. And or I guess you'd be pointing the front of it to you, so it'd be the camera on the front of it, but I didn't show that one to you. And you can actually bring your face into the meetings as well, which is pretty cool. To participate, you just download the free GoToMeeting app on your iPad and join in. The best part about HD Faces is you can kind of get a sense for what you're saying. Like if I say something crazy to Kara and she makes a face at me when we're doing a podcast, I know that she's making a face to me, even though her words are coming out nice and happy and flowery. I can read her body expressions, and that's exactly what GoToMeeting with HD Faces allows you to do.
I'm having to control myself pretty strictly today, actually.
Good. But yeah, if you're say in a pitch meeting, you want to see that if the person that you're pitching is sitting there with their arms crossed and rocking back in their chair or falling asleep, you have to know that, hey, maybe I should change what I'm doing. It's huge. Seeing expressions on people's faces changes everything. So I love GoToMeeting. I use it often. It's probably the best, or it's not probably, it is the best online meeting app that I've ever used. And I work at a large organization, and they use everything under the sun. And I keep going back to GoToMeeting because it is such a better experience. So if you want to try it yourself and you want to start hosting your own free face-to-face meetings for 30 days, check it out. My listeners can do it for free for 30 days, as I said, but don't wait for this special offer to end. Try it now. Visit GoToMeeting.com And when you're there, click the try it free button. And then it'll ask you for promo code. Just punch in the promo code podcast. It's right at the bottom of the screen. You know exactly what you have to do just by reading that. That's gotomeeting.com, click try it free, and type in the promo code podcast. And you'll get a free 30-day trial courtesy of your friends at the Touch of Gaming podcast. So thanks to Citrix and GoToMeeting for supporting the show. And if you guys check it out, definitely let us know. Send us an email. Let us know how awesome it was for your business to use something as awesome as this. All right, moving on. Let's get into the rest of the show. Notable releases. The first one I want to really talk about, because you guys know I love the arcade. That's my thing. I love physical joysticks. I'm an arcade rat from way back in the day, and I love new games that support the arcade. Midway Arcade, talked about it, I don't know, a few months ago when this game first came out, finally got a patch that added iCade support, which is awesome. And actually, the first thing I did after buying this game for $1 and buying the 2 content packs was go on Twitter and tweet at Midway and send them an email and say, you need to support iCade. This would be the killer app. I will play it for 1,000 hours if you do this. And what do you know? The next patch comes out and it supports iCade. So I'm not saying I did that, but I'm saying a lot of people felt that way. And it's awesome. I contributed. And it's awesome that they listened, because I was just playing Rampage for about a half hour today, and I got lost in it. I was sitting at an actual arcade machine. It's so awesome. So check that one out. Midway Arcade.
Great for the kids too.
Oh my!
Like to experience.
Our kids play. They play what is it? A Velocispider.
Yeah,
and they'll play that for like ever. They'll play.
Oh, they will not stop.
They would kill the battery on the iCade and the iPad if I let them, and not even want to stop. They love it. Physical buttons is awesome to play these games.
Well, it's different for them.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely check that one out if you own an iCade. If not, what are you waiting for? $100 gives you the best controller that you can get for your iPad. So check that one out. There's also an update coming out for Jetpack Joyride. You know a little bit about that one, Kara. You're waiting for that.
Favorites.
You're a huge Jetpack Joyride fan, so you got to know about this one.
I haven't played it in a long time, but it is still on my phone. I have a problem. Once I find a game that I really like I said, I play it over and over and over. And I tend not to like to remove those games from my phone, because I'm probably going to want to keep coming back to it. And that's one of them.
Right.
I heard that you told me there's an update coming out, and I'm anxiously awaiting this one. So what's it going to bring to us there, Lloyd?
Oh, I thought you would know. I thought you'd be the expert. I thought you actually wrote in to tell them exactly what they needed to add. No, that was just me. It's going to add a lot of things. It's going to add things called gadgets to the game, which basically allow you to kind of mutate the game a little bit. So depending on the gadgets you activate, and I believe you can have 2 active at one time, you'll do different things. So you have to buy them in the store, so you have to get coins in the game to be able to afford these. But there could be things like a bouncy exoskeleton, so that when you die and you hit the ground, you actually bounce for a little bit, which is similar to like the
coins and stuff.
Yeah,
and
which is similar to the bombs that they already have in the game that shoot you forward a little bit. This is just something that you can buy, and then it'll always be active. There's a coin magnet is one of them. And there's a whole series of achievements added into the game based on using different gadgets together. So, say if you use the coin magnet and the bouncy exoskeleton thing, it might have a funny name like bouncy magnet of doom or something. That's obviously not it, because that's not very creative or awesome. But it would be something like that, and you unlock that achievement by using both of them together. So they're appealing to the achievement hoary type people. Like me, I love achievements. I love achievements. Yes. They're appealing to the people that want to experience everything in the game, and they're also appealing to the people that play this game a lot, because it's like, hey, having a coin magnet when I'm running around would be much better than to always have to be in one of the suits or the dragon or the bird or whatever. It would be much better to have it just all on all the time. So. Yeah, that'll be coming soon.
Cool idea, actually.
They've been posting little teaser videos as well. So
so it is coming.
It'll be coming soon, I'm sure.
Excellent. I'll be looking forward to that.
Cool. All right, let's move on into news real quick. A couple items today I want to talk about. The first is next week is going to be a huge release week. If only one game comes out, it's still going to be a huge release week, and that's because it was announced today that by Capcom actually that Marvel vs. Capcom New Age of Heroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes is going to be hitting the App Store next week. So that is like one of the best fighting games ever, 2D fighting games. I've played Marvel vs. Capcom so many times in the arcade. It was so much fun. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is great as well. This has all 28 characters that were in the arcade release are going to be in this one. And yeah, what else is there to say? It's freaking Marvel vs. Capcom. That's awesome.
That's about it. That sums it up.
I just hope it comes with arcade support. I mean, if that
Yes.
happens, I'm going to be locking myself away and playing this for hours. So I'm warning you now, Kara.
I will understand.
But yeah, basically, if you're not familiar with it, it's a 2D fighting game bringing characters from Marvel comics like Magneto and Spider-Man and Cable and other characters like that, and characters from Capcom. So you have like Akuma, you have like Ryu, you have Ken, and you have some other characters from different Capcom games. Like some of the special characters that pop in are like from Resident Evil and stuff like that. And you basically have 3 players on in your team. When one of your characters dies, it's knocked out, and then you have other 2 characters. So you have to defeat all 3 characters on the other side before your 3 characters die. A lot of fun. You get pretty crazy. You can do crazy super moves where some of your partner characters fly in and do different damage while you're doing stuff. It's just one of the best fighting games that has ever come out, and it's become coming to iOS, which is so great. I cannot wait. I'm hoping there's going to be online play. I hope it's going to support iCade, and if not, at least I hope it's going to have intuitive touch controls. When Capcom brought out Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, it was great. It played really well. I'm hoping that some of that, I don't know, awesome control mojo is going to make over to this one. The screenshots they released don't actually show any controls that on the screen, so we don't know what the controls are going to be. I hope they're going to be good, but you never know. But we'll know more next Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern when all the apps definitely come out. I'll be picking this one up day one. You'll definitely hear about it on the next ToG. So
you'll be up late on Wednesday.
I will. Yeah, I might have to call in sick. I feel a cold coming on.
You feel it coming on for Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. So check that one out. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes will be coming out next week, which is awesome. Another awesome thing is Plants vs. Zombies. They released a patch today that basically adds a bunch of stuff. The game is great. I love me some Plants vs. Zombies, and the iOS version is probably one of the best ones that has ever come out. This one adds in premium currency and a bunch of mini games that you can buy with premium currency. So you can get that currency by playing the game, but of course it's going to take a long time. So you can buy coin packs and unlock these things. Not too sure about that. Some of the things that it adds is something called Zen Garden, which is a gardening game sort of thing. You can basically get plants by playing the game and then plant them in your Zen Garden, which is okay, kind of neat. There's a vase breaker endless mode. iZombie. There's a slot machine mini game. There's a mini game pack that you can buy that has Zombiquarium, Portal Combat, Begooled Twist. A whole bunch of weird stuff. Some of it is unlockable just by playing the game. Some of it is unlockable by buying it with in-game currency through in-app purchase. A whole bunch of stuff. Basically, you can download it today, update your iPad version, and it gets a lot of it. The iPhone version, I believe, only gets one of the modes, but they all have updated achievements and leaderboards and things like that. So definitely check that one out. If you already own the game, you might as well update and see what it offers you. All right, I just closed down the chat room, which was really awesome. So now I can't see what anybody's saying. That's great. So moving on. This is not really game related, but something that's really cool. I picked these up today, or I picked them up a couple days ago, actually. I read one of them today. And this is Foxtrot for the iPad. So Bill Amend, the writer for Foxtrot Forever, has decided to release his own published books on the iPad. So what he's done is use Apple's free iBooks author software, and he's put together 100 strips into these little packages called Pad Packs. So right now there's 3 of them. There's Pad Pack 1, Pad Pack 2, and Pad Pack 3.14, the extra geeky edition. And basically this is just 100 strips in each one of these that he's selling on the App Store for $2. So this is the future of publishing. This is anybody can create their own book, put it up on the App Store, and sell it for $1 or $2. Obviously it it makes it easier to sell it when you're someone like the author of Foxtrot, one of the most beloved comic strips to ever appear in newspapers.
Oh, you know what? I think Foxtrot accounts for quite a few of the strips I have clipped and attached to my fridge.
Yeah, I think so.
The best ones.
I think so. Yeah, it's definitely a more geeky kind of strip. So they have lots of tech humor and stuff like that. So it makes it even better when you are watching the kind of the geeky comics and reading them and laugh at them. It's not as geeky as Dilbert, of course, but it's right up there at sometimes. But he's basically saying that he's going to be releasing 2 or 3 books a few times a year to give people time to digest it. And the interesting thing about these is they're not sequential. So they jump all over the whole long history, like the 15-year history of Foxtrot, or however many years it was. It was like 96, I think, to 2011 or 2012. So he's going to be bundling comics together that kind of go together, jumping all over the place. There's a mixture of black and white 3-pane strips to the Sunday color 6-pane strips. But awesome. As I said, I've downloaded them all. I love Foxtrot to begin with, but I'm seeing this as a way to rediscover some old favorite strips, but also support an author that basically made me laugh hundreds of times a year by me opening up the paper or reading the Sunday comic section. So if nothing else, I feel good that I gave him my $6, and I will continue to give him $2 for every book that he puts out. So anyway, I wanted to mention it here, even though it's not game related, but it just kind of shows what's going to be possible with Apple kind of making it easy for anybody to publish, which is just really awesome that they're doing that. And I definitely hope that other comics make their way to iBooks, or other short stories or other things that I know make their way to iBooks so I can support the author directly. I think that's a really awesome thing. Okay, well, that's going to about do it for news and notable releases. Kara, why don't you start with your review of Madcoaster?
Oh, sure. So Madcoaster from Chilingo did that one out on the App Store for 99 cents, and it is a universal app. I play it mostly on my iPhone. The one time I tried playing it on the iPad, I was so used to playing it on a small screen, I had some problems playing it on your iPad at the time. But it is a universal app, and it is just a ton of fun. The whole point of it is you've got these 5 kids in this roller coaster. And you got to survive. You got this coaster going side scrolling across the screen. You have to make jumps and up and down and around and loop loops and jumps and super jumps. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can hit on the tracks. There's big birds and small birds and rare birds and animals, coins of different sizes and that.
The point is to injure animals in this game.
Yes, to hit birds and animals. Good. But no, they've given you missions, and you got to do different things depending on what the missions are. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of mission-based games. I mean, give me something to accomplish in a game, and I will play it straight to the end. I mean, that's why Jetpack Joyride was so much fun for me, because there's always something to do, and it doesn't end. You get a badge, and then you start over, right? Temple Run was the same way. They give you the tasks, the missions you have to go accomplish, and just met the last task for Temple Run, so I'm almost done that one. But Madcoaster is a ton of fun. I mean, you've got these 5 kids on the coast. You're going through. You start out with 5 different themed levels, and each level has its own music and backgrounds and creatures that you should hit or not. Is it wrong that my kids know which level I'm playing just by hearing the music?
It maybe shows that you play it a lot. It's not really wrong, but you must play it a lot.
It might be wrong. It might be just a little bit wrong. But yeah, you just got to try and get as far as you can. I have completed the game.
Nice.
So I don't know how much more I'm going to be playing it, but I've reached level 22. And the levels are all different things. You have to hit a certain number of big birds, have to hit a certain number of rare birds, collect this many coins, reach this distance, those sorts of things. And yeah, the last 2 missions I had to do to complete the game were I thought it would be tougher to reach 18,000 meters. I thought that would be the tough one. It wasn't. It was actually hitting 25 rare birds in one run when I averaged between 10 to 15 per run.
Right.
It was tricky. It took a while, but I did beat it. But it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think one thing with the missions that I found very frustrating is not being able to see my progress in the mission.
Right.
Like if you pause the game, it would have been a really great addition to be able to say, okay, well, I'm supposed to hit 10 gorillas in one run.
Right.
How many have I hit so far? Because I need to know how much longer I have to survive.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
like a Jetpack Joyride. They do that.
Exactly. You can keep track of where you're at your missions to try harder, I
Yep.
guess, to last longer. I found that very frustrating, especially because there's certain missions where, it gave me a stack of like 5 different things I had to accomplish. I mean, obviously not in the same run, but over my runs, I had to complete 5 different tasks. And it would have been nice to know where I was at in those 5 while I was playing.
Right.
But as you're going, there's certain power-ups and items you can grab while you're going. What is it? There's a boost one, there's jetpack, there's a slow motion, and then you have bird or coin magnets, which are
Right.
very handy for the times when you need, extra coins or got to hit 1 billion birds in a run. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the game?
Well, it's your review, so we don't
Oh,
really,
okay.
we don't really care about my thoughts. But yeah, I dug it. It's a take on the auto run game. It's a different take on the auto run game. So it's like Cannibal, right? Where
I had fun
you're
with that
running and jumping, but they've added some gamey elements to it where you're collecting things. The first release that came out had you collecting coins, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah, nothing to do with
We're
them.
like, why are we even collecting coins? Did they maybe like plan a bunch of like purchasable stuff and took it out? Like,
Yeah,
what's
and then
happening
scrap
here?
it.
And then they came up with the first update to the game, and it's like, oh, by the way, you can buy all this stuff now. And I'm like,
yeah, they added the store fairly recently.
I'm like, well, great. Well, I spent hours playing this game, and now my coins don't matter. And then I went into the store, and it's like, oh no, you have 200,000 coins to spend.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, well,
exactly.
at least that was done really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I dig it. I played off and on. I just find it kind of weird that you're riding a roller coaster and hitting birds. Like, it doesn't really
What's the point of hitting birds?
It doesn't make sense. Maybe the developers have maybe they live in New York and they get attacked by birds when like pigeons jump on them every single time they run out or they get pooped on or something. But they definitely have a hate on for birds. I don't get it.
Yeah, you got to hit them all. But no, it was really cool when they added the store because they gave you a whole bunch of extra things you could do. Like you could add decorations to the front of your coaster, like a duck or a skeleton or a dragon and make it look different just at the front there. You can purchase power-ups, which you can only use one at a time. I mean, it's something that it's consumable, so you use it, so you have to buy more. But basically, the power-ups you can activate are, super, mega, and ultra jetpacks, which will last between 1 and 5,000 meters at the start of the game.
Right.
Can add a heart, so add a life to yourself, and then bird and animal collars, which will just increase the frequency that they show up on the screen,
Right.
which is very handy for some of those missions. And then one they just recently added was resurrection.
Okay.
So you can pick up one of those, but you can only have one active at a time. So it's a little tricky. But in the store, you can also upgrade your bonus items that you collect in the game, where it'll make the coin magnet last 200% longer, or you can make the jetpack last the same much longer. So that's kind of useful for those missions too.
I guess so.
And I think it's really good. I mean, Chilingo, I guess they noticed as they were choosing the missions, they realized some of them might have been a little too hard. Because I happened to know I had one particular mission I was going to have some major problems with. I was supposed to collect 400 big coins in one run. It's fairly impossible. And then I think the next day I signed in and it had changed from 400 coins to 150 coins.
Nice.
Which, I mean, I did in one run, so it was okay. But it's nice that they're, being attentive to that sort of thing.
Right. Exactly.
So that was a little blown out, but it was a lot of fun. I was a little disappointed they changed this because whenever you hit one of the animals that are on the track, they make a sound.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed when they changed the sound of the gorilla. It used to sound like Chewbacca, and now it doesn't.
I think it was Chewbacca. I think they actually
The
sampled
kids loved
Chewbacca.
it.
Yeah, the kids love Star
thought it
Wars.
was hilarious.
So it was great, but yeah,
Hit the gorillas.
yeah, it's got it. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to change
Obviously,
that.
they were fearing trouble by.
Yeah, they had to change that.
Yeah.
But I think one of the other issues, it's part of the game, but all of the levels have got a certain foreground element that blocks the track sometimes. If the track goes low enough on the screen, you can't see the track, and when there might be a hole where you have to jump over it.
Yeah.
And it makes it tricky sometimes. Like the level, I hate coming to this level because once you unlock all of the levels, there are 12 different levels now. I mean, you start with 5 and you get the rest once you reach 10,000 meters for the first time. But yeah, out of the 12 different themes, there's this one windmill level. Oh, I hate that level. The clouds are huge. They take up like half the screen.
Right.
You barely see the track. But no, it is a lot of fun. I played like you said, I played this one to death pretty much. I have beat the game. When they recently made all those updates and changes and stuff, they didn't add any more missions.
Right.
So I've still beat the game, which I'm kind of disappointed about. But it's fun.
Cool.
I gotta say, I would give this one a 5 out of 5 personally.
Nice.
I am giving this one a 5 out of 5 for playability and the ease. You could pick it up, play a little bit, put it down. My kids absolutely love it. I gotta say, I will probably keep this one on my phone.
Awesome. All right. So Madcoaster by Chilingo. It's Chilingo, right?
It is
99 cents on the App Store, so it's a good deal for $1.
It is.
And go kill some birds.
Played it a lot.
All right. Okay, moving on. Let's get into my review. I'm going to do a review for a game called DevilDark, The Fallen Kingdom. It's $1 as well on the App Store. It's a universal app, so you can play it on your iPad and your iPhone. And it's by Trinity Interactive. And if you know that name, you know they're kind of they're not as bad as say Gameloft, but they're kind of in the rip-off game. So I don't want to say rip-off. That sounds bad, but they take they take a lot of design cues from, say, a different game or a different franchise, which isn't bad. I mean, it's good that they can take an idea and kind of build on it and polish it. As I said, they're not as bad as Gameloft, we'll say. But basically, when I saw this game, I said, yeah, this looks kind of like Torchlight or Diablo. Looks really cool. It has a really interesting art style, so I pretty much picked it up right away. And basically, DevilDark: The Fallen Kingdom is basically it's a top down, or not really top down. It's kind of a 3/4 view, 3D hack and slash adventure game. So you start as a guy. They don't really get into your background or anything, and you're basically called on to help a town, and you do that by going on different missions. So maybe you need to go kill 10 boars, or maybe
is that the one with the maggots?
Yeah, or you have to kill.
I remember watching you play.
You have to kill 100 maggots or do all these things, and basically by doing that, you're getting gold, which you then use to upgrade your weapons. Sometimes they drop items, like maybe they'll drop a nice sword that you can use, and then you go back to town and you trade in all the stuff you don't need. You buy new equipment and you go back out and play. So very Diablo-like, or Torchlight-like, very, very close to that. And it also has kind of like a Torchlight kind of look and feel. It's like almost like a World of Warcraft kind of super deformed, cartoony kind of look. But it works really well. I really dig it. So in this game, there's dozens and dozens of different quests. There's a bunch of different enemies. They in the notes for the game on iTunes, they say a deep skill system, and that's not quite true. There's a skill tree, but there's only like a dozen things on the skill tree, or 10 things on the skill tree. There's some of the missions end with bosses, and things like that. So there's a lot to do. The way the game works is there's a main storyline. So when you leave town, it basically brings up a little map screen, and there'll be a kind of like a path that's drawn on the screen with skulls and crossbones, and each of those skulls and crossbones is a mission, and the one at the end of the path is the next mission that if you beat will then continue the story. Completing the story or moving the story along basically will unlock different things in town. So you don't have the ability to add, say, like fire to your weapons until you get to a point in the story where the alchemist kind of dude up at the top of the town gets unlocked. So you want to move it along a little bit, but not too much, because the more you move it along, the higher the level of the missions are, or the higher level the missions that are coming up are. So you need to then grind and level up to get
And the
there.
bigger the creatures become.
Yeah, exactly. So as you do that, you're basically playing non I guess story based missions, because you need to level up a lot. The game is only $1, but they include a full in-app purchase system to buy these things called T crystals. So all the best weapons in the game cost T crystals. So you might be
Bad choice.
yeah, you might be level 10, so you're using a level 8 weapon, because there is no other weapon that is compatible for your level, because you can't buy one until you hit, say, level 15. Well, there's a great weapon that costs 20 T crystals that does 3 times the amount of damage, has a whole bunch of different elemental damage thrown on top of it. And it's like, okay, but I'd have to spend $5 of real money to get that. Ooh. Or I grind and grind and grind and then get to the point where I can buy the next weapon. But the next weapon at level 15 isn't as powerful as like the level 10 weapon that I buy with crystals in the game. So they're really focusing on the in-app purchase currency. If you want to not sit there and grind, like I must have played this. There's this level where you have to kill 100 maggots, and I've probably played that mission, I don't know, 25 times, 30 times.
Oh, no.
Because I need to get because every time you kill something, obviously you get experience, you get gold. You want to use the gold because there's a bunch of different items in the game. There's armor, there's different weapons. So you need gold to buy all these different things. But it's like, okay, I'm playing the same level over and over and over again, because I don't want to go to the next story mission, because if I go to the next story mission, then all those low-level quests kind of disappear, and I'm stuck being like basically
getting
dead.
Destroyed.
I'm dead. I
I
can't level up at all. So
yeah.
That's my I guess that's my only big complaint about this game, is it's definitely focused on in-app purchases, which I don't mind if the game was free. If the game costs nothing, I fully expect to drop $5 in in-app purchases, and that is what comes with that game. When a game costs $1 or $2, for some reason I have like a psychological block. Like my brain doesn't allow me to go and buy in-app currency, because it's like, I already gave you money for this game.
So does not compute.
If you wanted more money, then you should have priced the game more expensive, and I would have given you more money, and not kept like grinding. Like I don't know. Maybe that's just me, and that's how I do it on this game. But the game is fun. I mean, you're killing things. They have a cool little slot machine. So as you kill big bad bosses, or the end level, open the chest or whatever, you sometimes get these little coins that look like they're poker chips, and you basically go and you can kick this slot machine, and then the slot machine will unlock different things. Like sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get like 3 skulls, which will give you like a kick-ass weapon, or you'll get 3 piles of gold, which gives you a lot of gold. You can buy these tokens, of course, but you don't want to, because they cost a lot of money, and you can just go and grind and kill some of the lower level bosses as a way to get these things. So that's kind of cool. There's a guy that sells potions. There's a girl that sells armor and equipment, and yeah, I mean, it's repetitive. You're playing the same levels, even if it's not the same level. There's only a set number of different environments that you're battling through, but it's a lot of fun. The controls are okay. I wish it did a little bit more kind of sticky attack kind of things, where if I'm hitting a guy that's right in front of me and I'm hitting him with my sword, and then he moves like 3 pixels to the side, that I would also move my aim 3 pixels to the side and keep hitting him. Otherwise, you're like hitting in nothing, and then he starts attacking you, you take damage. The other weird thing is, when you're getting hit and when you're damaged, you can't use potions. So you can attest to this, Kara, where
Yep.
I'd be fighting a boss, and he would basically get me to a point where he's hitting me, and then other guys hit me, and then he hits me, and other guys hit me, and I can't heal, even though I have lots of healing items. And I almost threw my iPad once. I was so frustrated at this game.
I'm pretty sure I was in the bed that time when you were playing.
So frustrating. So little tweaks like that would add a lot more playability to this game and make it something even better. So it's a fun game if you like romping through dungeons and killing things, and getting better equipment and better loot and leveling up. This is a fun game, at least until like Diablo comes to the iPad. Maybe with Diablo 3 coming out, they'll make a mobile version, and this is a nice kind of stopgap between here and Diablo 3. A lot of fun. As I said, be warned that there's going to be either a lot of grinding or you're going to have to pony up some real cash, and you have to pony up a lot. I was like, okay, I'm at, say I'm like level 17. I can't remember exactly my level. It's like, okay, I want to buy in-app purchased armor and a weapon, and for my level or for the next major like milestone. Say if I'm 17 when I'm 20. Let's say I want to do this. How much is it going to cost me? And then I looked, and I'd have to buy the 585 T crystals pack that cost me $50 because it's just a little bit more than the $20 pack. So it's like, really? That's not even near the end of the game, and you're asking people to spend that much on in-app purchases to outfit themselves. So anyway, not a game that I can recommend to people that never want to spend a little bit. But if you like grinding and you're patient, you can definitely get by with the weapons that you can buy with currency from in the game. You're gonna have to grind and play levels over and over and over again. The repetitive nature of some of those levels might eventually get to you, but it's a lot of fun. I dig it anyway. It's 99 cents. It's hard to complain about a game that's $1. So I give DevilDark a 3 out of 5. If they fix the controls, so when you're hitting something and it moves 2 pixels away from where it was, you follow it. That would be a full star increase for me, because it's so frustrating. And also if they make it so that you can drink potions when you're getting damaged, not just when you're standing there doing nothing. I don't know if it's a problem with the game or if it's a problem with the controls not being responsive, but it's killed me numerous times, and it's so frustrating, especially when you take a step forward and next thing you know, like say if you're on a level with boars that charge at you, next thing you know there's 4 boars charging at you, and somehow 2 guys will charge at you, 2 guys will walk behind you, and then they're like, one guy hits you, another guy into another guy who hits you, into another guy hits another guy, and you're basically getting bounced around, and it's impossible to get out of that and impossible to heal. So frustrating. So hopefully they can at least add that in. I'd like to see kind of a tweak to either bring down the cost of in-app purchase weapons, or for more, I don't know, to make it more fair to people that have bought this game, maybe add some other weapon tiers in that you can buy with game currency. So I don't have to grind so long until I level up enough till I'm like 8 levels higher than I am currently to buy the next sword. Maybe add some tiers in the middle so that you can get by. It won't be as good as buying the in-app purchase weapon. Sure, do that, but at least have something between like level 10 and level 20 that I can buy with in-game currency. Otherwise, I mean, it's the grinding is just, it's getting to be too much for me. So DevilDark The Fallen Kingdom by Trinity Interactive, 99 cents on the App Store, and it's a 3 out of 5.
Excellent.
All right. Well, that's about it for the show. Thanks for joining me, Kara.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We're gonna have to figure out a different way for us to do the show together. Because
I'm sorry, I'm not a quiet person. I can't be.
It's not that. It's the fact that it's the weirdest thing. Like, you could be in the kitchen whispering, and I can hear it in this room. Like, you're standing outside shouting in a megaphone. You are right underneath the kitchen. Well, I don't know. It's the way that things bounce down the stairs and around, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put up some like soundproofing or something that might aid some of that a little bit. But anyway, thanks for joining me. That was a lot of fun. And
yeah, so how was my first video show? Was it all right?
It was good. We'll post it up on YouTube so you guys can check it out, and hopefully we'll soon be able to do a show when we're both in the same room. That'd be a lot of fun.
You bet. And I'd like to mention that I've been back on Twitter for a little while now. I kind of dropped off of Twitter for a while, but I have rejoined the Twitter community. If anybody's interested in what I have to be commenting about, feel free to follow me. I am same as my username, just Carabear79. So
CARABEAR79.
That's it. That's me.
And that's on Twitter and also on Game Center.
That's right. Cool. And Crystal for the games that support Crystal, like Madcoaster.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, and thanks for staying subscribed to the show. We definitely we love that you guys love the show, and we love bringing it to you, but we want to hear it. Head on over to vgpodcast.com and let us know what you think. You can do that by clicking contact us at the top of the page. You can use that to send us an email. Our direct email address is vgpodcast@gmail.com, or you can call our voicemail line, which is area code 505-VG-Podcasts. You can even record a voice memo on your phone and email it to us if you want to send us a voice memo or a 60-second review or just a comment or question. And hopefully we can play a lot of these in future shows and then start some interaction with you guys. Of course, we love comments. You can follow us on Twitter. You can friend us or like us on Facebook, whatever the term is nowadays. They keep changing it. If you go to facebook.com/VGPodcasts, or if you just go to VGPodcasts.com, you can actually comment on each of the posts of the stories. So you can even put your comments there. And we love to see that stuff because, it's no fun to put up a show and have no one comment at you because you don't know if how you're doing. You don't know if you're doing good. You don't know if people are even listening to the stuff, or it's just a bunch of zombies that have their iTunes set to download the show.
Turn it into a conversation.
Exactly. So definitely let us know what you think. And thanks, Kara. We'll talk to you guys next week. Later, guys.
Good night.
Of course the sound doesn't. Why does the sound always not work when I'm doing that? It's the weirdest thing. There we go. I didn't even touch the laptop before the last one and this one. So frustrating.